Begin with the verdict in the ghost ship warehouse trial. It's good news for one of the defendants.
Taking a live look right now at the Santa Rita jail. This is where ghost ship defendant Max Harris is being processed. He'll be released at some point this evening. He will walk out of jail a free man. The jury acquitting Harris on 36 counts of involuntary manslaughter. He was cleared of any responsibility in the deaths of 36 people killed in the Oakland warehouse fire in December of 2016.
As for his co-defendant, Derick Almena, the jurors were deadlocked. 10 voted guilty, 2 voted not guilty, resulting in a hung jury for the 49-year-old master tenant of the warehouse. And we have team coverage tonight on the jury's decision. Let's begin with KPIX 5's Lin.
Ken, overall, a very bad day for the prosecution. This was not the outcome they were hoping for, obviously. They were very close, as you mentioned, 10 guilty, 2 not guilty on Derick Almena. Now they have to think this through. Do they think they can get a guilty verdict if they seek a retrial? That's a lot more money and resources they would have to put in again. Now, as for Derick Almena's attorney, he says he's ready to fight this if they head back to court. We saw mixed emotions for the 2 ghost ship defendants. Master Tenant Derick Almena appeared sad. He will remain locked up as prosecutors decide what to do after the hung jury. Co-defendant Max Harris was happy the jury found him not guilty. After his attorneys patted him on the back, he had to comfort his attorney Curtis Briggs, who started crying.
He tried to stop me from crying, and he was emotional, and we were all emotional, and we didn't really say much.
The prosecutors say they respect the jury's decision on Max Harris, but they're non-committal about a retrial for Almena. Out of the 12 jurors, 10 found him guilty, 2 found him not guilty.
We're going to take into account discussions that any jurors may have had with our trial lawyers, and we will evaluate that and go forward.
Almena's defense attorney Tony Sarah says he and Almena will not take any kind of plea deal. He's ready for a retrial.
I'm pained, I'm anguished, I'm frustrated, but God damn it, we will win next time.
October 4th is when Derick Almena will be back in court, and that is when the prosecutors will have to make a decision. Will they seek a retrial? So we will find out. We'll wait for that. We'll be sure to be here and keep you updated on that. In terms of the civil trial, we know the family's not about money. They rather have all of their loved ones back. We get that, but there is a civil case at this point, and experts believe today's outcome actually helps in the civil case. This gives the civil attorney gives them more ammunition in the sense that now they can focus and go after the city and the landlord. Those are the 2 groups with money. Derick Almena and Max Harris, they did not have a whole lot of money, so experts are saying this is good for the civil case. Live in Oakland, I'm Lin. I'll send it back to you, Veronica, Ken.
All right, thank you for that.
Now let's get you over to KPIX 5's Christin Ayers, who's been getting reaction from family members of the victims. Kristen?
An extremely emotional day in court today, and speaking to some of those family members, they used words like shell-shocked and stunned to describe how they were feeling after hearing that verdict in court today. Many of them had been inside the courtroom from day one. They're representing the 36 victims who died in that fire. They were hoping for some form of justice. Several friends and family members, however, told us this is not the kind of justice that they were envisioning. Many of them, like David Gregory, whose daughter died in the fire, have from the very beginning believed that both Derick Almena and Max Harris are to blame.
Absolutely, I'm disappointed.
Should there be
there's a man walking out there that should be in jail right now. He was willing to take a plea deal for 6 years. Okay, you tell me if that's a not guilty person. Come on.
We heard a lot of emotions like that, everything from anger to grief and sadness, and saw some families comforting each other outside of the courthouse after hearing that verdict. Some telling us the worst, the loss of their loved ones, has already happened, and since then it's been nothing but suffering. There are some mixed feelings about the guilt of both of those victims. We did speak to a friend of one victim, Jennifer Mendiola. Her friend told us that all along she has believed that Max Harris was innocent in all of this. She celebrated that verdict verdict today. She also told us that she still hopes that Derick Almena will be convicted at some point. Reporting live in Oakland, Christin Ayers, KPIX 5.
Alameda County Superior Court Judge Trina Thompson has ordered prosecutors to return to court October 4th to say whether they would retry Almena or reach some kind of plea deal. But keep in mind, there is still a civil lawsuit, as Lin was saying, brought on behalf of the victims' families. That one targets the city of Oakland.
Some of the family members feel the results today are because of the failure of the city and PG&E and the Ings and others to protect the public, and that's where the fault lies.